in decades. Plus, the Midwest prepares for round 2 of wintry weather. Local utilities want residents to prepare for rolling blackouts. And Mardi Gras is underway in New Orleans. We take you to the chilly and stationary celebration.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Just when you thought we'd had enough and could maybe start to warm up, good old Mother Nature gears up for round 2. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Let's go straight to the KOAM Weather Center and Michael Hayslip for the latest update on yet another blast of wintry weather.
I don't know, Tanya. I'm to the point now where it almost feels like it's maybe round 4 or 5, but you're right. There's additional snow that's going to move in on top of the supreme cold that we have. Let's start with our advisories, watches, and warnings. Everybody in purple, that's going to be a winter weather advisory all the way until tomorrow evening. And then we've got the wind chill warnings on top of that. Those have just expired in the past couple of minutes. But even with that being said, still dangerously cold outside. It's really not worth risking it and trying to spend any time outside, even with the sunshine, because it's not enough to combat the cold Arctic air. Winter storm warning. That's going to be for northeast Oklahoma. These counties in white that range through northwest Arkansas as well. And you'll notice those stretch all the way until Thursday morning. So where's the culprit? Here it is right here. Now this thing's moving pretty quick. Earlier this morning, it was actually the majority of it in Arizona and New Mexico. Now we're starting to see it filter into West Texas. What this thing's going to do, it's about to take a northeasterly route and head right toward us. Now before we get there, we're going to have additional snowfall from the Freeman Health System sky camera on campus by tomorrow. But right now, let's talk about temperatures. 5 degrees feels like -4. We're just shattering record lows, shattering that low max each and every single day that goes by. 4 right now in Pittsburgh, 7 in Neosho. Now this is interesting right here in northeast Oklahoma, because you go 19, 20. Well, that's a huge dip. Well, I tell you what, here's the problem. As that snow begins to arrive, that means it's going to be a little bit wetter than what we've had past couple of days. Now, we're still seeing wind chills as low as the negative double digits there in Neodesha and Independence, and that's why it's not worth going out. Big high pressure system does sit over the Midwest right now, so it's not too bad at all. And we do have a little light at the end of the tunnel. And what that is actually temperatures that are going to be up into the 40s here by the time we get to the weekend. We're going to talk about the additional snowfall, but as we get ready for tomorrow, it's as simple as this. Grab your phone. Chances are you have it sitting right by you right now. Pop open your camera. All you got to do is walk up to your TV screen, take a picture of that QR code. And what that's going to do is deliver you right to the place where you can download the Skywatch Weather app. It's free. It's available for all your mobile devices. And I'm going to bring this back here when we do our full weather hit in just a little bit. But once again, all you have to do, have your camera ready, pop a picture of it, and that way we're all prepared for what's coming in tonight into tomorrow. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Michael. At least 3 people are dead after a tornado tore through Brunswick County in North Carolina. Twister is part of the dangerous weather system that's wreaking havoc across much of the country. Millions of people in Texas are without power during record low temperatures. Outages are also complicating the fight against the pandemic. More than 8,000 COVID vaccines nearly went to waste in Texas after a storage facility lost power. More than 5,000 of those were distributed, some to Rice University, the rest saved. Texas is the only state in the continental U.S. that has its own power grid. It's not subject to federal regulation, unlike the 2 other networks that serve the rest of the country. As temperatures plunged and demand for energy rose, the state's energy authority instituted rolling blackouts across its 254 counties to prevent a complete collapse of the energy grid. Well, many 4-staters are also experiencing loss of power. Throughout the weekend, utility providers began asking folks to conserve electricity and natural gas use as demand increased with the extreme cold. However, the demand has gone beyond what electricity is available, and rolling blackouts are being implemented area-wide to ensure a total failure does not happen. Cold snap unleashes snowstorms across Europe. In World Watch, a sea of white blanketed the Acropolis, another ancient monument in Athens, as a winter storm delivered Greece's heaviest snowfall in 12 years. Check this out, an unusual sight for more than 3 million residents in the capital city who ventured out to snap photos and throw snowballs in the midst of a lockdown. The harsh weather stopped COVID vaccinations and brought public transport to a standstill. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, the traditional Mardi Gras parades take on a new stationary look in the Big Easy. We're going to take you to New Orleans on this Fat Tuesday. Later, the party rolls into the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where we're making Mardi Gras beignets. Today is a big day in the Big Easy. Fat Tuesday, otherwise known as Mardi Gras. This year, the city canceled many of its iconic celebrations because of the pandemic. But as Jamie Wax shows us, the people of New Orleans are coming up with creative and safe solutions for preserving their time-honored traditions.
If you're not from here, you might think Mardi Gras is one big debaucherous party. But for most New Orleanians, Mardi Gras is a celebration of family, culture, and tradition.
The Mardi Gras is about families and about people coming together.
Barry Kern is third-generation owner of New Orleans Kern Studios, the largest creator of Mardi Gras floats in the world.
It's just natural that we would all come together and figure it out together. That's exactly what we did after Katrina. But we knew the people in New Orleans, they need this. We need this for our souls.
That need sparked an idea: floats in the Oaks. Instead of parades rolling by people, people roll by the floats from the safety of their cars.
I think a lot of other places in the world would be a lot happier if they had celebrations and events like we have, and where we all come together as a family. I'm talking everybody in New Orleans, rich, poor, black, white. We come together in this city like no other city in the world.
The opportunity for revelry and maybe a touch of pandemic fatigue is bringing joy to young and old alike.
I said, Mommy, I wish there was parades.
And then when you heard they were going to put the floats here in the park, how did that make you feel?
I was like, yay!
Kern normally employs hundreds of Mardi Gras artists. The pandemic has left many of them struggling.
Very upsetting, because you have people that work with us that are part of a team that has literally generations. We've had to lay off about a third of the folks.
But Kern was able to keep some folks working when a new trend took off. Yearning for a way to feel connected, people began creating house floats, or Yardy Gras. Kern added music to this magical creation.
Music displays the spirit of Mardi Gras in a way that words can't actually.
Percussionist Jason Marsalis is New Orleans' cultural royalty, brother to musicians Wynton, Branford, and Delfeo, and son of beloved pianist Ellis Marsalis, who died last year from COVID.
I was honored to see that there was even a house float that honored my father. It's just another way of New Orleans celebrating Mardi Gras tradition.
Marsalis finds special meaning in this year's carnival.
This is an inspiration, and I think the inspiration is to persevere.
New Orleans is hard to keep down. Once New Orleans reopens, we're going to do a party here like no place has ever seen.
I will see you there.
Absolutely.
Proof that even a parade that doesn't move can still have the power to move us all. Jamie Wax, New Orleans.
Still like that name, Yardy Gras. Has a nice ring to it. Still to come on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
We're whipping up a New Orleans favorite just in time for Mardi Gras. Keep your shirt on. I'll be back to show you in a minute.
But first, Michael Hayslip returns with your complete forecast.
All right, now as we prepare for another bout of not only record cold temperatures, but we've got more snow coming tonight into tomorrow morning, all you have to do, grab your phone, chances are you got it by you right now. Open up your camera and just walk up to your TV screen. Sometimes you don't even have to walk. You can probably do it from the relaxation of your recliner, your couch, wherever you may be. If you're sitting in the kitchen, take a picture of your screen right now and that QR code on the right-hand side. That's going to deliver you to the exact place where you can download the Skywatch weather app. And not only is this important to get us through our record cold, the impending snow that we have coming here tonight into tomorrow, But also, too, after we get through the cold snap, let's not forget severe weather season starts as we get ready for spring. Once again, it is downloadable for all your mobile devices, and it is absolutely free. Now we transition into the Skywatch Storm Tracker, where we have winter storm warnings right now. That's going to be, or advisories, excuse me. That's indicated in purple. That runs all the way to tomorrow evening. And then we transition into our white areas for northeast Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas. That's a winter storm warning, and this is impressive. It encompasses about, I'd say, at least half of Texas, all of Oklahoma for the most part, all of Arkansas, and then about at least 33% of Louisiana. So this is a coming. It's not one of those things that's going to surprise us. We'll break down this system here in just a little bit. Let's talk about our temperatures first. We were talking, Tanya was talking about Mardi Gras. I've been down there. It's a wonderful time. Absolutely love that city. I can't fathom doing Mardi Gras when it's 23 degrees. Laissez-le bâton rouler. But that's too cold to even do that. Our temperatures here in the 4 states, we sit at 5 in Oswego, 4 in Aurora, but I want to point out the temperatures that we see in Miami, Grove, even Welch and Veneta at double digits. And what that's meaning is the wind beginning to shift on us a little bit. Not a bad thing, right? It seems like it's a little bit warmer. But that also brings Gulf moisture. And with the snow system on its way, that means it's going to be a little bit wetter than what we saw for our previous storm system. Still have double-digit wind chills in Independence and the Odyssey right now at -10. Let's go -4 in Carthage, and Pittsburgh sitting like it feels like 2 degrees. Massive, massive watches and warnings throughout the entire United States. We're kind of lucky today. It's been a long time since we saw the old glow cloud, right? Well, high pressure system straight throughout the Midwest right there means a whole lot of sunshine. But then as we transition to what's sitting over here just on the other side of the Rockies, that's where we find the low pressure. And as this storm system made its way through Arizona and New Mexico, now in West Texas, we're starting to see just a little bit of that northeasterly push. Yeah, it'd be great if this thing would just, take a bullseye through DFW, go through Louisiana and Arkansas and leave us alone. But no, that's not the case. You can tell by the jet stream that it's going to head toward us and be on us by tonight into tomorrow morning. National perspective, we've got a mess up here that New England, and once again, there's your jet stream, gives you an idea of the flow of it. On the backside of this, however, there are some warmer temperatures we've just got to get through tonight and head toward the weekend. Then we're going to be okay. At the same point in time, we are talking about high today around 15 degrees. Not worth going outside, trust me. Now, as we push through the afternoon hours, tell you what I want to do. I want to back this up a little bit and break this down from like an hourly standpoint. It just seems to make more sense. And don't worry, guys, I'll come back to the wall here. But I do want to stair step through this because we have an update here on our timing of it. So as we push through tonight, okay, it's going to be on us for the morning commute. Here we go. Late tonight. All right, rolling through right there. And then all the way through late morning hours. And so I know the big question is everybody wants to know, what are we talking about accumulation-wise? Well, we talked about different models and whatnot last week. So we're going 2 to 4, and then we're going 1 to 3, and eventually 1 as you graduate up to the northeastern portion of the 4 states. But once again, it's one of those things where stay on the Skywatch weather app because this is going to affect our Wednesday morning travel. Tanya, as we head toward the weekend, we do see 40s on the horizon, but I want to point out one thing really fast. The amount of snow that we have, the amount of snow that we're going to get, and rain in the 40s on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to have to start talking about flooding concerns.
Snow's going to melt, and it's got to go somewhere. All right, thanks, Michael. We take this time to honor today's 4-state hero. Technician, 5th grade, Dale Switzer in the U.S. Army. The soldier from Lovewell, Kansas, joined the 106th Port Marine Maintenance Company during World War II. During the war, he marched with his unit across France and Poland. When the war ended, Switzer volunteered as a cowboy to round up horses in Poland. To Dale Switzer, we thank you, our 4-state hero. Celebrate Mardi Gras with a New Orleans classic. We're making beignets today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Just in case you haven't looked at your calendar, today is Fat Tuesday. For many, that means we can eat anything and everything because all that changes tomorrow since it's Ash Wednesday. So what do you say we indulge ourselves with a Mardi Gras and New Orleans classic that is party perfect? If you guess we're making beignets, you're right. We start with a 1-pound loaf of frozen bread dough that we've thawed. To that, we knead in a bit of powdered sugar and roll it out on a cutting board. Now, we cut this into 2-inch squares and gently drop them in a deep skillet that has about an inch or so of shortening that we've heated up. Once they're browned on one side, we'll flip them over, and in seconds, they're done. All that's left to do is shake on some powdered sugar, maybe put on a pot of chicory coffee, like they drink in New Orleans, and let the party begin. So don't dilly-dally, go online now as our recipe for Mardi Gras beignets is waiting for you. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fun and festive way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
And yes, those are amazing. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4 state market prices.
All right, winter storm warnings for northeast Oklahoma, winter weather advisories through southeast Kansas and southwest Missouri. So once again, we'll ramp up late tonight, take us into Wednesday morning. Remember, we've got all your latest road conditions on KOAMnewsnow.com. Over to Dow with a look at what's coming up tonight at 5.
Yeah, at 5, the CDC is encouraging Americans to avoid all travel to more than 160 destinations because of very high COVID-19 risk. While that warning includes Mexico, a lot of Americans are still flying there to get away to warmer weather. We're going to look at the changes resorts in Cancun are making. Plus, the need for rolling blackouts continues in the 4 states. We're going to tell you what to expect and how you can be prepared. And schools across the area have been out for more than a week because of the weather. We're going to hear what one district is doing to keep students learning. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up on KOAM News at 5.
Now, thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.
If you see